Hey, how's it going guys? It's CK here, and today I want to talk to you about Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. Now, as we all know, this was not the game that we were expecting. We were expecting a follow-up to the legendary 2005 Most Wanted. But despite all the bad things in it, there is still some good things in there as well. So in this video, I'm going to give you my pros and cons on Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. Bear in mind, this is fully my opinions, guys. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Righty, we'll start with the cons. There is a lot of them. Seriously, there's a lot of them. And I'm going to start with the most obvious one. The title, Most Wanted. This thing does not deserve the Most Wanted title. As I said at the beginning there is no cutscenes and there's no story to it, which kind of drove us on in the original Most Wanted. We had to get our BMW M3 GTR back from Razor. We had to climb the blacklist, and every day we're like, come on, let's do it, let's try and get it back. So we had an urge to do it. Now, don't get me wrong, in this game, you do kind of have an urge to get to the top of the list, but that is it. Because when you play Most Wanted 05, you kind of want to get back at Razor. There's no one in this game, it's just cars as the Most Wanted. Basically what I'm trying to say is, on the storyline front, 2012 heavily lacks the character of the 2005 Most Wanted, because there isn't really much of a story in this game, as I said. I like to think of this game as a Burnout Paradise sequel. It's made by the exact same company, Criterion, which we'll get onto in a little minute. Now, you can basically do everything that you could do in Burnout Paradise in this game. There's certain bits where you actually roll up to a race, you can spin the tyres, that's in Paradise, and then when you take down one of the Most Wanted racers, you need to go and actually batter the fuck out of them. But that's what happened in Burnout Paradise. When you level up your license and you eventually unlock a new car, you'll have to take it down on the streets of Paradise City and then get it in the scrapyard. And there is no car customization apart from adding boost and making the car handle a little bit better. You can't add stickers to your car, you can't put body kits on them, you just generally can't do anything with them. And that is kind of sad, because if you think about it, all the Need for Speeds in the past, basically from like Underground 2, have been amazing for actual customization. Well, the run, meh, it was okay, but you did get selected kits, but games like Underground 2, Blowing Pro Street, Undercover, bonkers, man, absolutely bonkers in terms of customization. Now, for it being called Most Wanted, the cops are kind of weird in this game. There's not really much in the sense of a risk when you're actually getting chased by them, because if you do eventually get busted, it just says busted. There's no money fine, there's no strikes on your car or anything, you just get busted, that's it. So basically the police are here just for a minor distraction and just like another obstacle, because if you don't fear them in the game, then what is the point? Seriously. Think about it this way, if you go on GTA Online and you see a person with a bounty, obviously you're going to go ahead and try and get that money. But imagine if you went, shot them down, and you didn't get the money. Kind of like a reversal. It is like this game. Seriously, that is what it's like, if that does make any sense. You're going to expect something, like in GTA Online you expect to get the money, but in other games with cops and anything like that, like older Need for Speed, you get a fine. You kind of expect a fine. You don't expect just saying busted and then that's you get going for free. We want a little bit of a risk. And then there's the Criterion drifting. Oh Jesus, okay. Now, this kind of splits both ways for me, right? I'll talk about it in the pros section in a little second, but I do not want to drift around every single corner in this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like drifting, but when it's forced in your face and it takes no skill whatsoever, no skill that even a freaking 3-year-old can do it, then it isn't really challenging. I prefer a challenge in my game, just like the cops. I want it to be challenging, not just like, beep, there you go, I'm drifting now. But at the same time, this is where it comes on to the pros here. If you go into it with a non-Most Wanted thing, like take the title out of the actual game and just make it Burnout Paradise 2, which it essentially is with licensed cars, then it would be quite good. Seriously, because Burnout Paradise is all about sliding the cars round, the bends and everything like that. It is a Criterion game after all, so that is the mindset that I try and put on when I play this game. It's basically Burnout Paradise 2, which you can slide cars around the corners. And for the love of God, can you make the cars a wee bit more sturdy, please? I mean, if you get tapped just a little bit, like a little love tap, it'll just send your career right into a freaking wall. It's the exact same when you're going on the aggressive side. Now, as you would have seen in this gameplay, I was driving an Audi R8 V10 GT Spider, and there was an aerial atom in front of me, and I just literally tapped it like that, and it just went over to the side. Kind of need to strengthen the cars up a little bit. Now, I know you could do this by adding upgrades to the cars, but it does take some time to actually unlock them. So for people that are just coming into the game and everything, you've not got many cars unlocked, it's a wee bit annoying at first. And the reason why I call it upgrades, not customization, because I don't really view it as customization. It's just like add boosts or improve the handling, as it says. So that is mainly it for the actual cons for me. So we're going to move on to the pros now. Now, as I said earlier, if you take the most wanted name off of this, which is probably the biggest insult and stain on this game, then you're actually left with quite a fun arcade racer. Seriously, as I said, put Burnout Paradise 2 in the title and then it'll be completely fine. I still don't think it will be as good as a Burnout Paradise 2 game, but Criterion, work on that please, I'm wanting that. But yeah, if you go into it with that mindset, it is very fun indeed, because I mean, you can't say taking a Bugatti off of a freaking massive jump isn't fun and you're drifting it around the streets and everything. That is super fun to do. Now, although this can be split both ways here, you actually get quite high tier cars from the start of the game, because the game actually really does reward you for doing quite a lot of exploration. For example, the jack points are when you go up to a car, then you press Y or triangle if you're on the PlayStation version, and you can get into it, and then that's automatically unlocked for you to drive, and you can just jump to the destination of the car anytime and just drive it. But at the same time, within the first 5 minutes of the game, you're driving an Aston Martin V12 Vantage and a Porsche 911 Carrera S. Not exactly what I would call a starter car. And then if you drive down the road a little bit, you'll see a Lamborghini Gallardo Performante parked. So yeah, a Lamborghini within the first 10 minutes. Really? Now, sticking with the exploration part, there is billboards for you to smash through. Now, this is carried over from Burnout Paradise, which is quite a good idea. I used to love just driving around Paradise City, smashing into them and just collecting them all. They're really, really good. I love games like that. Just tons of things to do in the world, and Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 generally doesn't disappoint on that front. And the world itself is pretty varied. There's like mountain sections, there's a lot of motorway sections, there's an old airfield with like tons of jumps and everything in it, there's the main city. It's pretty damn nice. And they expanded this world even more in the DLC. They added like a really cool airport. I remember doing drag races with my friends in like the Dodge Charger and everything. It was like properly like Dom's Dodge Charger. Really, really cool. They added a little Fiesta ST. Really, really good cars and everything. And I think it was like a movie pack and like a velocity pack. Really good DLC, I liked it. The cars themselves, the main reason why we play the game, there is tons of them. Seriously, they're really, really varied, and I'm happy about that. As you can see, or as you will see, I'm driving a Ford Focus RS 500, and I've been driving around in the Alfa Romeo 4C Concept, the Audi R8 V10 GT, and the Corvette ZR1. So we got a lot of variations. We've got a Tesla as well, we've got a Ford F-150 Raptor, Mercedes SLX, just name it. Seriously, it is really, really good. I like what they've done with the actual cars in this game. And it has something that the modern Need for Speed doesn't have: a day and night cycle. Yes, now I know Need for Speed 2015 was meant to hark back to the actual underground days, but nearly immediately on release, everyone was complaining how it was always doomy and gloomy in that game. Now, I think these days you need to have a day and night cycle. That's the way times are going. So yeah, it's a bit stupid in Need for Speed 2015 how it just magically turns to like dawn if you go to a certain part of the map. But in this game, it's actually pretty good. The timing is decent, it actually spends a decent amount of time in the day and a decent amount of time in the night. And the last thing is the online mode. There is some great variation in terms of races. There's like sprints, there's like circuits and everything. There's drifting ones. It is pretty cool. I like it. If you've got a big squad of your friends and everything, it is very, very good to just rip around the streets. And that's what this game was made for. It was made for fun. Yet again, think of it as a Burnout game, not a Most Wanted game. That's what I'm trying to say here. That's what Burnout has always been to me. It's always been about fun, and Need for Speed has always been about fun as well, but not as much crashy and bashy as Burnout. So to round it all up, guys, the game is pretty fun. It's not the worst thing in the world like many people on the internet actually make it out to be. They just see the actual name, Most Wanted. Now, as I said, take away that and make it like Burnout or something, and then it's a good game. Seriously, I'm not saying it's the best game ever. I'm not even saying that it's actually a brilliant game. It's just a good game. It's nothing fantastic. It's nothing out of this world. It's just a good game. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, then a like is always appreciated. Also, follow me on Facebook and Twitter right there as well. But for now, I'll see you tomorrow as always. Stay awesome, guys, and peace.